That was a long answer.
That was a great answer, man. What's up, dude?
What's up, bro?
I feel like we've been talking for a while.
I feel like we've known each other a long time.
I do. Kindred spirits, baby.
Let's go, bro.
All right. Well, I got a special guest today. He is David Moss, spelled M-A-U-S Jr. And he describes himself as the Carfax of health and wellness. And people like to check his reviews before buying and trying. And he's a health and fitness influencer from Odessa, Florida, which is just outside of Tampa.
Just outside of Tampa. Yep.
Dude, I feel like we've been talking. I feel like we know each other really well already. But
it's crazy.
welcome, dude.
Thanks, bro. Thank you, man. So I think we should start with the story that we didn't know each other, 2 weeks ago? We didn't know each other 2 weeks ago. And then we met each other on the internet, had like an open conversation with
RJ, who helps me with my personal brand stuff, was like, this guy's kind of like, he kind of reminds me of you. Dad's got kids, seems really open. And so he's like, go follow this guy. So I followed you.
Sick.
And then I think I saw in your story that you're doing a Zoom call. And I was like, I'll check it out.
Yeah. Dude, thanks for doing that too. Cause like there was like one other guy who had been reaching out to me and he shared his story on the beginning of the call. It was really cool. And he was like, bro, can I like buy some of your time? And I'm like, how about I just give it to you? I'll give you my time. Let's chat. But I want to like open the call up to whoever wants to jump on. Yeah. So I just put that link on. It was my first time ever doing a Zoom like that. Put that link out there and we had 24 people on the call. They were on the call for like 2 hours. Yeah. It was wild.
Yeah. And it was really cool because I only made it because I had another call that got canceled.
Bro.
So it's just the whole like, it just worked out.
That's God working things out. Yeah. I love it, bro. And then here we are.
And here we are. And now you're in LA.
I'm in LA, man. So, this is wild.
Welcome to town, man. First impressions?
Love it. It's so pretty. So I've never flown into Long Beach, and when just landing, I'm like, oh my gosh, this place is absolutely stunning. Like now it makes sense. I didn't know what Long Beach meant until like coming in and saw that really long beach.
Yes.
It's a very long beach.
It is very long, and it turns into other beaches.
It was wild. I wanted to go and jump in the water, but I was like, I don't.
Is that what the stop that you were going to make?
That was the stop I was going to make. But then I was like,
I don't know. Definitely worth it while you're out here. I mean, it's a different type of beach.
Yeah. Look beautiful. I'm sure the water's cold.
I would say, honestly, Long Beach is quite polluted. Long Beach is quite polluted. Santa Monica is quite polluted. But if you go about an hour north, 30 minutes to an hour north, it's really much cleaner beaches.
Man.
Long Beach is a port city. So it's like...
Yeah, I saw that.
All the boats come in. So the water's...
Bummer.
I wouldn't swim in that.
Man, that sucks because it looks so nice.
Yeah, it does look nice. But dude, for people who aren't familiar with you, how would you describe who you are and what you do?
Man, that's such a crazy loaded question. Short answer, I am just a dude who wants to help people. Longer answer, I've been married for going on 15 years. This year will be 15 years. I have 4 kids. They're my world. And I was in the car business for 20 years. Most recent position I had for 7 of those years was a vice president of a large automotive group. And I kind of I found myself into routines, you know, like everyone and all the gurus teach you like routine. So I got myself into these great routines, but I found that those routines were messing with me. And like, I created like mental fog and not depression, but just maybe slight depression where it was just like every day was pretty calculated. Sure. And I found myself falling into cold water on a snowboard trip. And I was like, wow, this changed just everything. Like I felt so good to where when I got home from that trip, I built a cold plunge, posted it on the internet, and now I'm like the cold plunge.
You just one of those like DIY deep freezers?
Yeah, no, I didn't do the deep freezer. Okay. So I didn't even know all that stuff existed. Here's the crazy thing. I didn't even know all that was a thing. I just know I had fish aquariums when I was younger, and I had a chiller on my fish aquarium to keep the water at set temp. And I knew these chillers could go down to 39 degrees. So I just went on some fish aquarium site, purchased the chiller, purchased a pump, purchased everything I needed.
What was the base of what you sat in?
A horse trough, a galvanized horse trough that I used. I had it on the side of my house. And I had that because I had chickens, and that's what I would raise my chickens in before they were big enough to go put into the coop. So I was like, first I did ice, but then I was like, this is nuts. I live in Florida. The ice would melt in 15 seconds. So then I built the chiller. I filmed it on an iPhone 13 mini and put it on YouTube. And there's a lot of cool details to the story. It's crazy.
What year was this?
So I started YouTube in 2020 when COVID came to do walkarounds of our cars. I learned YouTube because we were being told we wouldn't be able to present our cars to customers, but Florida was still open.
Were you a car dealership or?
Yeah, we had Nissan and Acura dealerships at the time.
My first car was an RSX.
Yeah. What? That's a sick first car.
It was a sick first car.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, it was a very sick first car. Yeah.
So I kind of fell into learning YouTube as a necessity to kind of combat the whole COVID situation we had. And it was kind of interesting. That was like that new thing. Like my motto in life is like, I want to do something new every day. Like I'm having a podcast with you in LA. This is new. So like every day I want to do something new, and like learning YouTube was cool because it was new and it was exciting. Then I posted that video, and the rest is kind of history. I went crazy. And then last year on August 7th, 2024, I decided to leave my 20-year career in automotive and just be a full-time content creator. And it's been wild. It's been amazing. I get to work with some of the best brands in the world and meet amazing people. And the more important thing is I get to help people around the world make good decisions. Yeah,
that's really cool, man.
That was the long answer.
No, that was a great answer, man. Being in the automotive industry, did you start with sales or like?
Yeah. So I started at 15 years old, started as in parts. So I would just kind of stock parts, count parts, do parts inventory, stuff like that. Ended up going into service, learned how to do some basic services on cars. Kind of like the just do whatever everyone else didn't want to do guy. So I did that, then got into detail. During that time, I was a professional wake skater. In Orlando and
wake surfing.
Like wake surfing, before wake surfing was a thing. So wake skating is wakeboarding, but you're not attached. You're still going fast. You're still jumping the wake. You're doing shove-its and kickflips and stuff.
Are you holding something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wake surfing is what I do now because it's low impact and you don't get hurt. But it's just as fun. But that was a lot of fun. I worked in the detail department, worked in the paint and body shop department. I worked all the departments all the way until when I turned 18. I got into sales. Loved it. Got promoted really quickly into different positions that are in the front end of a car dealership to desk manager, general sales manager, general manager, and then vice president of multiple stores.
Very cool.
It was fun. I got to learn a lot about marketing, business. I learned some lessons in life that have totally just been amazing.
So the two brands that you worked with were Acura and Nissan?
No, I worked with so many brands. So we had Toyota, Chevy, Volkswagen, Hyundai, Honda.
You guys are like a new car dealer?
Yeah, new car dealers.
What's the best brand out there?
I don't know. That's such a like a relative question to what you think. Because to me, I just need a truck. So I just drive a GMC Sierra. Is it the best truck? No. I have so many issues with it, but you have issues with everything, dude. Like
I had a Chevy Silverado, and I had to turn it in right before it turned 50,000. I had a hard shift from first and the second.
Yeah,
and it's my favorite truck I ever had, honestly. But gave it up.
Yeah, my wife. We just did our 50K service on her. She is whatever it is, GMC. I don't even know what it's called. I don't even know.
Acacia?
It's a big old car. No, it's the biggest one. Yukon. Denali.
Okay. Oh yeah.
One of those things. Nice. The long one. We have 4 kids, so
those are nice.
Whatever had room.
Yeah. Right on, man. That's cool.
So the crazy thing, I was in the car business for 20 years. I didn't really care. Like I wasn't a big car guy. I liked solving problems. The thing that gave me fulfillment in that career and why I loved it so much, it wasn't all the things you would think. It was when someone would come apprehensively to the dealership and have a problem.
You'd solve it.
Help them solve it. And it's not like. I think people would think you make more money when you sell a more expensive car. I always did well, but I wanted to find the perfect car for them. And a lot of times it wasn't the most expensive car. It was a least expensive car. So it worked well for their budget and it worked well for their family and solve their problem. And if I could help someone save money, get a car that solves all their problems, it was the best win, 100%. And it's crazy how that's kind of translated into what I'm doing now. Like I'm not an exclusive content creator. So I signed no exclusivity with brands where I'm no longer a content creator or reviewer. When you sign an exclusivity, you're a salesman for that brand,
that makes sense.
So I have no exclusivity, so I can be honest and open about the brands and the products that I get to review. And I think a lot of brands out there respect and love that because then you get authenticity and they know that just because not every customer buys their product, you're helping people. But there are some brands, it's funny, I don't want to say names, but there are some brands who don't like that. Like they want full exclusivity. Or they don't want don't want me to review their products.
Cool.
Crazy, right?
That's cool. That's funny because I thought we'd be chopping up cars because I love cars, and then you grew up in the automotive industry, but you don't care.
Couldn't tell you any of the features of my truck. It has a bed and it fits all. I actually have the center console seat I have cloth seats. I have the center console
There we go.
seat, so all 6 of us can sit in
There we
that
go.
truck, and I can throw my cold plunges and plants.
Yeah.
I do a lot. I love landscaping the house. Like that's my
There we go.
passion. To
Yeah. I can't wait for you to see my house, man.
dude, let's go.
So let's kind of zoom back to your first plunge experience.
Yeah.
You were skiing?
Yeah, so it was a trip my wife insisted on me going on because I was kind of like, wasn't losing my mind, but it was just like I needed it, you know, like, and I never want to say I needed something, but like I just kind of needed that escape. And we had just had another son, and she's like, go, just go. He was like probably 1 year old at the time. We have 3 other daughters, and she's just a rock star, man. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. And she's like, go. So I went, and literally like I bounced around from place to place and stayed with friends, not even the same friends.
Okay.
One of the places we stayed was a Verbo in Colorado, like around the Vail area, Keystone area.
Okay.
And there was a river that went behind the place. And I'm from Florida. So like the coldest water I had ever been in was like 70 degrees or springs, you know?
Yeah.
And truthfully, like I didn't grow up around a bunch of like athletes that believed in ice baths and stuff like that, where it was a part of my life or even conversations. So I thought jumping into freezing cold water was like not good for you. Like that's how you get sick and die. But one of the guys there was like, hey man, like we just got done snowboarding all day, backcountry, literally just beat up, and we were going to ski again the next day. So he's like, bro, let's go jump in that river. And I'm like,
oh, your first cold plunge was in nature, dude.
It was in a river.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, I actually found that video. I have the video. I've posted it a couple times.
Yeah, send it to us.
It's so funny, man. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Wow.
But yeah, so we went and jumped in it, and dude, like it was like after riding all day, we had just ate dinner, so we were like lethargic.
How cold was it?
Freezing. There was literally ice lining the river.
Wow.
So it was the middle of winter in Colorado in the mountains. So however cold that water gets.
Holy cow.
Dude, we like walked down there, like slipping on the rocks, jumped in there, woohoo, like got all fired up. And then like, what's crazy though, bro, is like, I don't know about you, but like when I try different things that make me feel good, you know, they make me feel happy and good, right? It lasts like minutes afterwards. Like it lasts minutes. Even after a good workout, you feel good for a little after that. I felt good for hours. Like I felt good.
My first ever experience was in this place. It used to be called Space Bar Wellness. It's now called Renew. My buddy Jacob, he introduced me literally during COVID, introduced me to it. And, you know, I've been going through a tough time, so maybe it hit harder.
Yeah.
The gym was like 60% down in revenue. More than half the members quit. At the time, it was the majority of my income at the time, which it's not the situation anymore, but it was the majority of my income at the time. And, you know, it's like, I'm like, dude, my mortgage is on pause. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I thought I might lose the gym. And I jump into Ice Path, and I want to say that I was almost on a high for like 5 days.
Dude, it's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Wild. I'm like, that's the reason I became such an advocate for it. Like, it literally transformed my life mentally, physically. And that, like, your mental health is a total translation of your like your energy that you can bring out into wherever you're at, the spaces you're in, your business, your family. So it just changed my life. And as soon as I got home from that, I had a horse trough and I built a cold plunge.
Crazy.
And
what a story.
And then I videoed it, and I didn't think this video was gonna, like, I didn't even know you could become a YouTuber. I didn't even know this was a thing. I was in the car business since I was 15 years old, and that's been my career. So nothing else out there was like an option or a possibility or even a thought. I post this video, and it's getting all these views, and more importantly, all these questions and comments. And I'm like, man, I'm getting a lot of the same questions. Let me just make another video and answer these questions.
Awesome, dude.
So then I answered the questions with another video. Once again, shot on the front camera, my iPhone mini. Horrible, no production, nothing like this, with amazing cameras and stuff.
No editing.
No editing. I used iMovie on my phone. Like
that's a Sam Sulek model, dude. That's
wild, man.
Yeah.
And it went crazy. And next thing you know, like shortly after that, brands were reaching out and they're like, hey, we want to send you some product. And I'm like, these are like $1,000 cold plunges you want to send me.
Yeah.
Dude, shortly after I started doing these videos, because I had an infrared sauna that I put a patio heater in to make it hotter. I think we'd get 200 degrees. And I posted that video, and that video went crazy too. And then I had probably 1,500 subscribers, somewhere around there. And a company reached out and they're like, hey, we want to send you a sauna.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, pick whichever one you want on our website.
So
I picked like a $12,000 sauna.
Oh my goodness.
Bro, it was like,
You want to say the company?
it was Redwood Outdoors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Where are they based out of?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. So it's funny because like they did that. I made a review video, kind of once again, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So I just kind of reviewed the product and
I'm gonna send it
shared.
back.
Dude, and I thought I would have to send it back. That's what I thought I had to do with these products.
They sent a built sauna to your house?
No, I had to build it and like do the electricity
okay.
stuff. But they sent me a sauna.
Yeah.
And it was like incredible. Like I have it up on my top deck. We were just remodeling our house. Got a panoramic window overlooking the lake, and like we can sit up there and watch the kids. And what's crazy is there was like no obligation. The obligation was like just feature it in a YouTube video. That was it.
That's cool.
And I'm like, what in the heck? This is wild. Like I was like, this is all fake. You know, like life is Monopoly. This is like a big game of Monopoly. It's all fake money. Everything's fake.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, like just my mind kept getting blown, and I was like, I guess I could turn this into a career.
Yeah.
You know, like I was investing like 4 hours a week on YouTube and like my like my social media. Shoot, my Instagram was private at the time. I had no thoughts that this was going to be my life.
That's crazy.
And then Alex Hormozy had one of his videos when he was first like blowing up, and it was like, look at where you're investing your time and look at the income and like what your like fulfillment levels are from those, and then see if you like remove some time from something that you're not so stoked about and you put it into what you're stoked about.
Yeah.
If you can replace your income, do what you're stoked about.
100%.
I just totally summarized an entire 20-minute
so good.
video.
You're talking about this guy right here. So, yeah.
But dude, it was awesome. Like it was the craziest decision of my life in the middle of remodeling a house, 4 kids. Wife was a stay-at-home mom at the time, and like it financially didn't seem like it would make sense.
Yeah.
And God, dude, that's why I wear this hat.
Yeah.
He
so cool.
steered the ship.
Yeah.
I give it all to him.
Yeah. So cool, man. Again, I'm an ice bath person. You know, I'm probably the only ice bath person in my family right now. I say for right now. My wife thinks it's psychotic.
Mine does too sometimes.
And she's not into sauna or any of this stuff. But what are some of the big misconceptions that people have around cold exposure and ice baths?
I think that they think it's supposed to feel good. It doesn't. I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's not something I enjoy. Like no one wants to torture themselves and jump in icy, cold, freezing water where your body goes into shock the first 10 seconds. Yeah. Everybody goes into shock in the first 10 seconds. I'm not speaking on behalf of everyone else, like Wim Hof and stuff, but like everyone I know gets into a cold plunge and hates it until they get out. Yep. When you get out, there's all the senses. Like you have the sense of accomplishment. You have the sense of resiliency. Like you just did something hard. And when you do something hard for yourself and it's on purpose and it's controlled and it's timed and you know what you're doing, when life throws the curveballs at you that you can't control, you can handle it just a little bit easier.
So good.
So I think the biggest misconception is that people think they're going to get this cold plunge and they're going to learn to love it.
Yeah.
It's like you're not going to love it ever.
It's not a spa experience.
It's not. You're not getting a massage or a pedicure, a manicure. It's an act of torture on yourself. It's what it is. And you will never love doing it until you get out, and you will love how you feel afterwards. Yeah. But what I seriously recommend, if possible, is, and people ask me all the time what they like, hey, I only have X amount of dollars. Should I buy a sauna or should I buy an ice bath or a cold plunge? I hate to say it because I don't want to steer anyone in the wrong direction. I would buy a sauna because you could go turn your hose on and get somewhat cold water. That's true. You could go turn your shower on or your bath. Like it doesn't have to be ice. Like it just has to suck. Yeah. I mean, obviously the colder can be better, but you can't really replicate a sauna any other way unless you live in Arizona and go out in the desert and wear a sweatsuit. But most people can't. So I would recommend buying a sauna as the first wellness product that you buy. And that might have changed over the time. But now that I get to really experience it all on a regular basis, I would definitely start with sauna.
I didn't expect that. That's cool.
Most people don't, and that's why I wanted to say it.
Yeah. What does your daily wellness routine look like? You're a dad, we're the same age about. Yeah. You have 4 kids. So I love that you are like you're a health and wellness influencer, but you're not like I got a 12-pack.
No, exactly.
You're not that guy, but you're all about your health. Yep. So what does your, wellness routine look like?
I'm a recovery focused wellness guy. So to me, what makes me feel the best tomorrow? Sleep is super important. So I feel like my day always starts with sleep. So
what's your average?
8 hours, 7 to 8 hours. I sleep on the 8 sleep. That is also one of the best investments to help.
I have a chill pod.
There's a lot of them. I like 8 sleep for a lot of reasons. I'm sure they're all decent. What I like about it is it fluctuates the temperature based off of my sleep. So like if I'm getting out of a deep sleep, it'll fluctuate the temperature to keep me into a good deep sleep. And I feel like my sleep and recovery has definitely improved since sleeping on an 8 sleep.
You would recommend keeping the smart, because I have their competitor called whatever.
And you set the temperature, right?
Yes. But you can turn on the smart sense. But so I have a smart sense for my Nest at my home for my AC, and I turn that off because it does whatever it wants.
Right.
And then it's not right.
I can't speak on yours, but the 8 sleep reads like your body temperature, how much you're moving. It's very intuitive. So when it makes changes, it's not like going from like 30 degrees to 120 degrees and like crazy. It's like micro adjustments that, and it plays with itself.
Does it also do up and down?
It can. I don't have that one. Okay. I don't feel like I don't have a snoring problem. That's really good for if you snore. Yeah. A lot of people swear by it if you snore.
Really?
Yeah. So it starts with 8 sleep. It starts with a good sleep.
Out on that feature. I was like, oh.
Well, you don't know.
It's like $4,000 more, man.
I know.
For it to go up and down. I'm like,
and at the end of the day, is it going to make that big of a difference? I don't know. Everybody's different. That's the other thing too. So like my wellness routine starts the night before. Try to get a good night's sleep.
I love that you just said that.
And this goes for my wife and my kids too. Like we have like LED lights with a remote. We don't have like the crazy expensive lights, but LED lights under the cabinets in our kitchen, which is like our main living area.
Okay.
And at night when the sun goes down, we turn them red. And that becomes like our night light in the main living area. Every TV in our house is an Apple TV. And just like you can do the shortcut on your phone where you triple click it and the screen turns red, we can triple click your Apple TV and the screen turns red. So we are able to keep our circadian rhythms.
You red light your whole house.
Basically, but not in a crazy, like outrageously expensive way. Like the LED strips, $20 on Amazon, you plug them in. Wow. And then the Apple TV, like you literally just triple click it.
You got a video of your house, what it looks like at night?
I should. Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I'll send you one. But it's
like it looks like a red light room?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, well, dude, this was this morning. Let me show you just real quick, because like this was literally this morning.
We'll post this clip if you send it to us.
This is like, so we have a red light panel too.
Okay.
But this is my morning, or my house in the morning.
Wow.
This is literally my wife working out.
What time is that?
That picture was taken at 4:20.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she gets up at 4.
Yeah.
So we get up early. And we get up early because the kids and my wife's a first grade teacher's assistant. And so they all leave at 6:30 in the morning and go to school. Yeah. So get up, help get the kids ready, get breakfast, get lunch, all that fun stuff. And then when I see them off, then as soon as they leave, I have a men's group that we do this method called soaring, which is scripture observation, application, reflection. And so I'll go through and do my Bible study, send my soar, spend my time with God. And then usually I'll jump on my vibration plate with a red light panel. I love doing that in the morning. Usually this is all still before the sun.
What does that do?
So the vibration plate just vibrates the crap out of you.
Yeah, I've seen them, but I've only seen them where people are advocating for weight loss by using it.
I know. No, to me, it just loosens up the part of my body that's always sucked because I was a skateboarder and a wakeboarder and stuff is my lower body. My hips, my knees, and my ankles have always been tight. So running has always been a problem.
Okay.
I'm just getting into running and I really, really love it. And I think this has really helped. So I'll do that or I'll rebound. I like to do that. This is all still before the sun comes up.
On a tramp.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have like a little plunge trampoline in the house and just do like 2 minutes of rebounding.
Okay. What's a plunge trampoline?
It's just the Plunge brand.
Oh.
They have rebounders.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
So
I thought it was like a cold.
No, it's just their rebounder. Cool. So typically, long story short, I'll do that. I'll do some form of lower body vibration or some form of rebounding in front of red light for 10 to 20 minutes. Okay. And then I go outside and ground. And typically that's when I like make breakfast and cold plunge. That's kind of my normal thing. And then normally around like 9 o'clock is when I'll start like my workout. I like to work out between 9 and like 2. It always changes. And it's based on who wants to come over and work out with me.
Sure.
So I just work out at the house. Cool. And then flash forward, I eat an animal-based diet primarily. That's like what I really enjoy, but I do also enjoy fun food. You know, like I'm not super strict like Paul Saladino, and I love that he can be.
Is that the carnivore guy?
Yeah, I love that guy, man. He's super cool. I got to spend like 20 minutes talking to him at a thing in Austin. Cool. Such a cool dude. But at night, that's kind of how my circadian rhythm and how my recovery like ends is I love finishing the day in the sauna.
Do you wake up to an alarm?
I do. Okay. So the 8 sleep vibrates you and wakes you up. So it'll wake up and vibrate me. Or my wife will just be like, hey, get up.
Yeah.
But I'm not that dialed into where I wake up automatically. However, when I'm traveling, like tomorrow morning, I'll probably be up at 4.
Yeah. How long? Well, because your time difference.
Yeah.
How long have you been on this routine?
For about 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, about even before I left the car business, I started this routine, getting up earlier, and I noticed a massive shift in
I was gonna ask that. Yeah. What differences did it make on your
just
work
the
life?
clarity, man. Like that's to me, that's what I noticed. You know, like you can take a supplement with caffeine and feel the jitters, and you can feel the stimulants, and you can do all that stuff. But like when you do something and you feel clarity, and you feel like, oh man, this actually improved my life. Like that's when you become an advocate for it, and it becomes a part of your DNA.
It's good.
Yeah.
So I got so many more questions, man. Wow.
Let's keep going.
What are some underrated biohacks that people should be paying more attention to?
Sunlight, grounding. There's a bunch of voodoo stuff. It's gonna sound so woo woo. Seriously, I am pale skinned.
Yeah.
And growing up, I lathered myself with sunscreen.
Are you pale skinned?
Dude, I was in the sun all weekend long.
Okay.
I haven't worn sunscreen in like 3 years. Zero sunscreen, zero sunglasses. I wear a hat, but not for any protective
Dude, I feel like
reasons.
there's such a spectrum for like this, like I just went to a derm to get, because I got this like thing growing right here, and she said it was a cyst, and then she basically like gave me proceeded. It was like $100. So my copay was like $100 to go see this derm, and at the very end, I went home and I was like, babe, you're gonna kill me. All she did was tell me everything that you say to me every day. Like, you need to use this cream, lotion, this and that. And I was like, it's like so polarizing, the information on.
All right, let me tell you what I do.
Yeah,
All right, and this is, I'm not a doctor. This isn't medical advice, but I'll tell you what I do and what has changed my life, because I was someone who would wear the sunscreen, would put on the aloe, would wear the sunglasses, would minimize the amount of time I'm in the sun. And I live in Florida, and I was a surfer, so I was always outside, always lathering myself with sunscreen, right? And my skin was always like pale, and then when I would get sun, I would burn and I would peel and all. I haven't burned or peeled in 5 years.
Wow.
And I prioritized getting morning sunlight. I read about that.
Okay.
There's a lot of literature on that, right?
Okay.
And get your information from wherever.
Yeah.
But I get morning sunlight in my eyes, on my skin. So I try to get as much sunlight, at least 5 minutes of sunlight on my skin in the morning before 10 o'clock. Okay. That's when the sun's not as intense, right? Sure. I'm not telling you to go stare at the sun at 1 in the afternoon. You'll go blind. Yeah. But at 10 o'clock or earlier, I can look right at the sun, directly into it, and my eyes don't hurt. I feel like my eyesight has gotten better. My skin health has gotten better. And I don't put any crap on my skin. The only thing I use on my skin is tallow. The only thing.
Wow.
Tallow and coconut oil.
As an animal fat.
Yep. The only thing. And I don't have beautiful skin, but it has gotten so much better. If I showed you a picture of me 5-10 years ago, you'd be like, bro, have you aged backwards? All I do is get sunlight, get it in my eyes, get it on my skin, and I use tallow as a lotion if I need to, or coconut oil, like organic coconut oil.
I've heard that I've heard.
But not so much because it's so greasy. Like I'll use coconut oil. Like if I'm about to go on a cruise, we're gonna go on a Disney cruise next week. We're gonna probably be the only weird family on that whole entire cruise that won't bring sunscreen. And all we're gonna do is put like my kids too, and they have beautiful brown skin. Like they're gorgeous, and they've never worn sunscreen. Wow. Like a couple times when they were younger, but. Yeah. We don't wear it, and we're always outside. I feel like that's super, I don't want to say the word taboo, but maybe a little taboo. Yeah. Like there's going to be people.
Do you know who Rodney Teasdale is? He was like big in the CrossFit scene a long time ago. And he like went from CrossFit to like super whole, he's in like crystals and stuff now. Oh. But he does like, this sounds so weird that I'm bringing on the show, but he does like butthole tanning.
Yeah, I've done that.
What's that about?
So apparently, I don't know how you measure it, but apparently, like, I will tell you this though, like things look better.
Like you,
I have.
Okay.
Things look better when there's no tan line. You know what I mean? So like, if you can get sun enough, but not too much on your, lower parts that are always protected from the sun. Like, think about it. Like our bodies, it's not like God designed us to say, hey, protect this area from the sun. There's benefits to getting sunlight on your skin.
I'm a very different shade from the rest of my body. Yeah.
Right?
Because it's covered. Yeah.
So like I'm not, because like I am, like I do get sun on my like private parts often. But the whole butthole sunning, perineum tanning or whatever it's called, perennial, whatever it's called, the whole technical term for it is like you're able to absorb more vitamin D or something. I don't know. It seems super weird.
Yeah.
And I'm not, this isn't what I do. So like I have done it. I will try things. Like that's the thing. If you follow me on YouTube or anything, like I try things and I'll just tell you like, hey, this is what I felt.
Yeah.
Cold plunging changed my life. Sauna changed my life, but not my life, my wife's life, my family's life, my kids, people around us. Like it's awesome. No one in my circle had a sauna or a cold plunge. Now everyone does.
Okay, if people are starting off and they're like, I want to get into biohacking or doing all the things that you're trying, but it's overwhelming because there's so much information out there. What's the first thing that you would recommend they try?
Are they going to spend money on it?
Sure.
A sauna.
Dang.
A sauna, bro. Because like,
but what if? Okay, not 5-digit spend, but like, okay, you say go for a sauna experience.
So it's getting easier too. So like the Ice Pod company. They used to have like the entry-level cold plunge. They actually are launching, and I'm the first person to have it. It's at my house right now. I didn't get to my review, but they actually have a high heat sauna, one-person sauna that you can literally.
It looks like a moving blanket.
Yeah, kind of.
My brother has
No. It's a real sauna. Like it's like a pod.
The texture is like a moving blanket, but it's like you put the PVCs together or something like that.
Yeah, it's metal poles. It has a heating mechanism inside.
My brother has that. Yeah,
he has it.
It's not that company.
It's not? Okay.
It's inside one of his guest rooms.
Does it use steam?
Yes, it's steam.
Yeah, everyone has a steam one. Okay. Those are cool. There's definitely a benefit to it.
Okay.
This is a hot heat. It gets to 188 degrees. Dry heat, no water, just dry 188 degrees. So there's things that happen inside your body when you reach those hotter temperatures, like heat shock proteins. And there's a lot of cool benefits that happen in there. So that's $600. And you can have a hot heat sauna. Sweat tent is $1,300 and you can fit 4 to 6 people in that. And that gets 200 plus degrees. You do need to have it outside because it's a wood fire stove, but you don't have to spend 10 grand on a sauna.
Sure.
Obviously it's easier. You press a button, it heats up, you pour water on the rocks. It's a different experience. But
if you're just getting started, what's the minimum effective dosage in terms of like, I have to do it for this long before I feel the benefits?
So that's the question that there's no direct answer for in my experience because, well, one, like everyone's life's going to be a little bit different. Like for me, I'm able to get morning sunlight and ground and cold plunge when I want to and turn the sauna on and sauna. I'm able to work out in the middle of the day. Like, but to my wife, who was a school teacher and she leaves at 6:30 in the morning and she gets home at 4:30 at night. The kids have cheer. It's different for her. So she has to get up earlier and do her thing. And when we want to do the sauna or cold plunge, she can't stay in it as long because like, she's got other obligations that she does that I don't necessarily have to do. And she lets me, spend more time. So like for me, I'll do a 15-minute sauna session at 180 degrees or higher. Then I'll do a 2-minute cold plunge. Then I'll do another 15-minute session. Then a 1-minute cold plunge at night. The reason I do a 1-minute cold plunge at the end of the night is because I like to cool my body temperature down, but for some reason, any longer than like a minute and a half as my last cold plunge, it does kind of give me a little more of like an energy to where I don't fall asleep as easy. 1 minute I found is like the perfect moment. Cools my body temperature down. I'm refreshed. I'm not like dead from a 30-minute high heat sauna sesh. But I would recommend that. I would recommend like 10 to 15 minutes in the sauna, 1 to 2 minutes in a cold plunge or a cold shower, and do that once, twice, or even 3 times if you can, if time permits, and do that 3 to 6 days a week. Like if you can do it every night, make it a part of your nighttime ritual. If you can do it, bring your kids into there. Because you can't bring your phone into a sauna. So me and my family have some of the best conversations that we wouldn't have if we weren't in the sauna because we have screens and TVs and dinner and homework. Like when you're there, you're disconnected from the world.
That's cool.
And you're just talking to each other in a dark, hot sauna.
I love that.
Yeah, you'll find like, because you were talking about you're going to get a sauna at your house, right? It'll change so many dynamics. Like my wife was, I don't want to say she wasn't on board, but she's like, cool, a sauna. Like that's something you see at a spa. And every time I've jumped in it, there's like a naked person and it's weird. It's so different when it's at your house. So different. And like once the family starts jumping in there with you, even your younger kids, like my 5-year-old Wyatt has been cold plunging since he was 2. And he gets into the sauna. My dog comes and gets in the saunas with us. Like, it's awesome.
The Finnish knew, man. The Finnish people knew ahead of time. Dude.
Right?
Yeah.
They know.
They know. What's one biohack that you tried but totally flopped? Like you're like, dude, this is not it.
So I don't know if it's considered a biohack, but like I've been testing out like methylene blue.
Okay.
It's
I don't know
the
what that is, but okay.
methylene blue. It's the thing. You ever see people with like blue tongues and blue mouths and stuff, like any of the
I
biohackers?
have not.
Okay. Then maybe I don't even talk about that. So like I haven't noticed a difference on
Okay.
that. The only thing I noticed is my mouth and lips are blue for like 4 hours. So
What's this supposed to do?
it's supposed to help your cells. Basically, it's supposed to help clean out your cells, allow your
Okay.
cells to produce more energy. Everything
Okay.
is about cellular energy,
Sure.
right? So it's supposed to help clean out the damaged cells and
Sure.
all that fun stuff. I don't know. Like I saw people talking
Okay.
about it, and I'm like, and I'm not a doctor or
This is like
scientist.
does Brian Johnson do this?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I don't think
Okay.
so. And even Paul Saladino like doesn't believe in it. But there's
Okay.
been a few others that have talked about it. And I don't get my research or my information from one person. I
Sure,
love
sure.
the Paul Saladino, Brian Johnson, Thomas DeLauer dynamic because they're all three super different
Okay.
and feel very differently. I love Dr. Berg. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dr. Berg,
No.
dude. He is one of my favorite people to watch because he gets right to the information.
What's this? Does he have a what's his
Dr.
brand
Berg.
called? It's just Dr. Berg.
Dr.
No,
Berg.
Yeah.
He's super knowledgeable. He basically has a video on anything,
Okay.
and
cool.
it's really, really good. But I would say like some supplements that are supposed to do all this wonderful stuff that
Yeah,
you
let's
just
go down that list. What do we have?
say. And maybe it's like I haven't taken them long enough or
Yeah.
whatever, and maybe I'm like young and healthy
Yeah.
and I don't need this
Yeah.
stuff. But I don't know. Like I took some different injections.
Well, let's do that. Hold on. Before we start with that, I gotta ask you this because one of my other guests came on, and he does She Legit.
Yeah,
So,
taking she legit.
what's on that? Yeah.
No
My brother
idea.
does it. No.
No
Okay.
idea. And I've
Okay.
I've had companies send me some stuff and like,
Yeah.
hey, we want you to try this stuff out. We want your honest opinion. And
You don't know though.
and
If it's legit.
And I'm it's legit. She
She-
legit.
she's just legit?
She legit. She too legit to quit. No,
Okay,
it's
here we go.
if you
Nice.
eat the real stuff, it tastes horrible.
Yes.
You put it in like a tea and you load it up with honey or something. It's great, but then you're getting
Yeah.
a bunch of extra
Yeah.
sugar, and I'm not sure if that's what everybody
Yeah.
wants. I don't want to say it's bad, but I didn't feel. But also, I mean, like
How long did
I'm-
you take it for?
I still take it.
Oh,
It's still in
okay.
supplements that I
Okay,
take.
Okay.
But like I felt, so there's a lot of things I tried that I really didn't feel like much of a difference. I felt a difference in the cold plunge. I felt a
Mhm,
difference in the sauna. I felt a difference using red light therapy.
Mhm.
I've seen the difference on my skin.
Yeah.
I feel a difference when I rebound or do the vibration plate. I feel a difference when I get the sunlight. I've seen it on my skin and on my health, right? A lot of supplements, I have not felt a shift or a change. There's some like, there's this brand called like Mars Men, and this is not an endorsement or anything,
Yeah,
but
I think
they have
Hibbins with them. Yeah.
they have such a good formulation, and everything that's in their formulation like is backed, and it does have like it does have a lot of I feel like the formulation can work for a lot of the
Yeah.
right people. So I mean, like I actually do take that. I take that, and one of the supplements I do feel a difference when I stop taking is organ meats. Like I like to eat it, but it's hard to get in Florida.
No Liver King, huh? Okay.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Oh, you do love it?
No, I
Okay.
do. Like
Oh, you
I'm
do love it.
very
Okay.
pro organ meats. So I take the Heart and Soil supplements. It is Paul Saladino's.
Okay.
I do notice a difference, like TMI, but like when I take the it's called whole package, which is basically bull testicle, liver, and blood.
Okay.
I definitely feel a difference in my
Oh, wow.
performance
Oh, wow.
that we don't need to talk about here.
Okay.
I feel a difference. I'm sure hopefully my
Yeah.
wife does too, but they also have a her package, which is
Wow.
for women.
Wow.
And she feels a difference when she's
Wow.
on that. And when she stops taking it, she feels a difference.
I'm going to have to spike my wife's
100%.
coffee.
Yes. To spouses out there, just go buy whole package and
Just spike
her
the punch
package.
for your wife. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually share a link and a discount code. I do have a, but I've been buying their products.
Yeah.
They don't even send it to me.
Yeah.
They don't send me anything. I buy their products because I love this stuff. And my
So
dog
good.
does too. Here's the test. Open your supplements, pour it in your hand. Do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog.
Do you have a cat? Any animal?
I have a shared dog with my brother that's now his.
So when you have this
Yeah.
shared dog, open up your supplements and just kind of like shake them around the dog and see if the dog is interested.
Interesting.
Dude, like any of the Heart and Soil supplements, as soon as I
They
open
don't
that
get
lid, my
down.
dog comes, tail's wagging,
Oh, wow. They know.
stoked, man. Like, and she just gobbles it
It's
up.
called the dog test.
It's the dog
Wow.
test, yeah.
Wow.
I do that with food too, like masa chips. They use beef tallow, nixtamalized corn, and sea salt. It's like one of the only chips that like
Yeah.
I eat, and my dog comes flying and like wants it, like
Wow.
tail's wagging.
We didn't even answer. What were the ones that like are no bueno, no like they're flops? These are like
Man, I don't know.
ashwagandha.
I love ashwagandha. Yeah, I love ashwagandha. I feel like everybody's gonna have a different feel like a little bit of a different response to
Sure.
everything too. Like if you're someone who's never done,
Yeah.
if you're someone who's never been barefoot in the grass, go get barefoot in the grass. Like just go put your bare feet on the ground for 5-10 minutes. Go sit on the ground. When you're at a theme park, me and my family are the weird ones where we'll get our nasty, way overpriced food. And instead of sitting on like a bench or something, we'll go find like that small grassy patch and we'll take our shoes off and we'll sit in the grass and eat there.
That's not weird.
It's so weird. Like we're the weird ones. There was another family doing it when we were at Disney a couple months ago. We sat next to each other and they're like, oh, it's good. They were from Australia. They're like, it's good to see there's other weird people.
Is it grass in Disneyland?
Yeah.
Oh, you're in Orlando Disney.
Yeah.
California Disney,
No
all
grass?
the real estate's being used for something.
Oh man.
They're not just putting grass down for no reason.
That's sad. We got to find that grass. But there's probably a long list of things that haven't worked for me that I don't really feel would be beneficial to anybody listening. But the things that I would highly encourage people try is just get a little sunlight before 10 o'clock. Get a little sunlight. Don't wear your sunglasses before 10 o'clock. No need. Even if you're driving, roll your windows down. Get some of that beautiful air filled with exhaust on the highway. Don't do that. Get your bare feet on the grass. That's like, if anyone's like, hey, what should I do if I want to do something for free? It's like, hey, ground, get your bare feet in the grass, take a cold shower, and get sunlight. Like those are the things anyone can do with $0.
So good. Wow. Dude, I normally wouldn't do this, but I really want to continue this, and we're 40 minutes in, so I'm gonna call it and let's do a part 2. Are you down?
Okay.
Let's do a part 2.
Let's go.
Holy cow, man, this is good. We're zooming. All right, yeah. Stay tuned for part 2.
Let's go.
Boom.